I know I'm gonna make some people mad about it, but fuck it. I feel like it needs to be said. I see all these videos on here about provider man, provider man. Oh, why would we want to pay for you guys and blah 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 blah, and you guys are liabilities and this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. This is coming from somebody who watched my dad give everything to somebody, and she pretty much took him for everything, right? And so it created this wound in me where when I started to date, I would accept men that made less than me, thinking that, like, oh, okay, it's cool. We can build together. Better jobs can come as long as he's a nice person. Broke men are mean. Okay. They're mean as fuck. And when you make more than them, they'll try to humble you. Okay. I was with a man that literally just watched me do everything. There is no true 50-50. There's no such thing. Because even when y'all come bring y'all check and y'all bring y'all 50% in, y'all don't even understand. Half the time, y'all are only providing the 50% financially. Y'all are not providing 50% of the household. So we're still raising the kids. We're still setting the doctor's appointments. We're still doing all of the housework. We're still cooking dinner. We're still doing all of the things and putting our 50% in. And on top of that, most of the time, I can only speak for myself, most of the time, we're still providing more than 50% of the income because y'all will be the same ones to come and tell us, oh, I need this and I need that, and the kids need this and the kids need that.
Maybe pick better. Maybe choose a better man. Because the issue is they first of all, there's not plenty of rich men. So if rich men are not coming your way, look in the mirror and ask yourself, how come I'm not attracting rich men? That's the first thing I think everyone should do. Just like men, like if I'm approaching women like Beyonce, maybe Kelly Rowland, who are some good looking women, maybe Rihanna's of this world. Let's say I'm approaching all the IG models, the IG bodies that you guys see on IG, on Instagram, right? And they're all rejecting me. I'm gonna have to look in the mirror and ask myself, okay, Boogie, you are approaching all these women, but they're rejecting you. I have to look in the mirror and ask myself why. Maybe I'm not 6 feet tall. Maybe I didn't pull up in a Maserati. Maybe I wasn't willing to spend some money. There are reasons why they would be rejecting me. So you as well, mama, before you complain about the broke guys you are, dating, because these women claim any man who's not willing to spend money on them or who's not willing to be taken advantage of is broke. So before you trash those broke guys who give you a chance. Ask yourself, how come the rich guys that I feel I deserve, because they all feel they deserve a rich man, how come they're not approaching me? Ask yourself that question.
Instead of going to do it yourself. From today forward, well, not even today, child, I already told myself, I can't be with somebody that makes less than me. I've tried it. And every single one of them were mean. Every single one of them were abusive. And every single one of them tried to humble me. You know why? Because they didn't like themselves.
That's the first thing they always say. They say he was mean, he was abusive. They throw the abusive thing anytime after in the end of a relationship. And you guys have you ever noticed men never make TikToks to talk about their exes? Men never tell us their side of the story. So she's gonna say how bad the ex-boyfriend was, but it's like we need to hear his side of the story to tell us exactly how many times you called him names, how many times you abused him as well, how many times you didn't listen, how many times you said he's dusty because he wasn't planning to buy you any flowers and things like that. He needs to tell us his side of the story, but they are quick to get their phone, record, and tell us how bad the ex-boyfriend was, how abusive and how controlling he was, and how toxic. They always use those same words. We have had those words before, but it's like sometimes they even call their ex-boyfriends gay. But it's like, why were you with him if you thought he was gay? Like in the beginning, you wanted him so much. Now he's gay. Now his dick was too small. We need to hear the man's side of the story before we believe you, mama. So at the end of the day, sure, you claim you don't want to date broke guys again or men who don't have money. But until the rich men are literally trying to break down your door and on the floor begging to date you, until then, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you think you deserve a rich man, but the rich man actually has to approach you.
I wasn't flaunting my money. I was just doing whatever the fuck I needed to do. shit got to get paid regardless. I don't think that a lot of men really truly understand or have grasped the concept that it's not even about your money, it's about who you are as a person. A lot of us women have felt like we had no choice but to date down financially, and you guys couldn't even be good people.
It's not a choice. It's because the men you claim you deserve, the rich guys, are not approaching you. I don't care how much I think I deserve Beyonce. If Beyonce rejects me, if Beyonce doesn't look at me, if Beyonce doesn't give me a chance, I could scream to the mountaintop that I deserve a body, an IG model. If they're not giving me a chance, it doesn't matter. That's why I said, look in the mirror. Why are the so rich guys who are willing to pay your bills are not coming after you? Ask yourself, maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's the fact that you have a kid. Maybe it's your energy. Maybe it's the way you dress. Maybe it's the way you talk. Maybe it's the way you disrespect them. Something about you is not attracting the so-called rich guys that you think you deserve. Because all of them, for some reason, believe they deserve a millionaire. And we know what the numbers are in terms of available millionaires, but they all believe they deserve one.
You guys don't even try to be good people. It's not even about your money. I know generous men that probably don't make the 6 figures or whatever. I live in California. It's high as giraffe's pussy out here. But it's free to be kind. Some of y'all are just not nice. Some of y'all are fucking evil. Some of y'all are abusive. Some of y'all need to go see the fucking lady.
I told you guys, to them, a broke man is one who's not willing to spend money on them. Let's say if I had $10 million and a woman approaches me because she wants a generous man, they use that word generous, to make men pay for their stuff. But if I refused, even if she sees that I got $10 million, she's going to call me broke. Only because I refuse to pay for her kids. Only because I refuse to buy a bag. Only because I refuse to take her to a $500 dinner date. So it's not that every time they call men broke, it's because those guys actually don't have money. No, it's because those guys are not willing to spend it on them. They call them mean, not nice, controlling, abusive. They call it financial abuse if a man refuses to spend money on them. It's crazy out here. But like I said, until the rich guys are approaching them, the ones who are actually willing to spend the money, because like I said, it's one thing to have the money, it's another to actually be willing to spend it on them. And until they look in the mirror and figure out, is my attitude attracting the so-called provider man? Until then, it's going to be the same complaining. But what do you guys think about that?